Hello. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm Hugh. I'm doing a run through of Warsim 629. So this is the last update, most likely before I release the interfaction relations thing. But I mean, what I'm gonna see how that goes. If it does get a bit too taxing, I'm gonna code some other minor features on the side and release those, and sort of get to progressing on the interfaction relations thing. But I'm definitely going to start working on it probably as soon as this video goes up. So in theory, it could be out tomorrow if everything goes well. I mean, it does usually go quite well, so fingers crossed. But yeah, aside from that, today's update is actually surprisingly there's a fair amount of things gone into it. So first of all, I've added some new troll faces. I thought trolls needed a bit more variation in their facial situation, so there are now more troll faces. If we yeah, I've added 304 million troll faces. I've also added critical hits to the arena. So in arena battles now there's a chance that fighters will get critical hits, which should imbalance things a little. Well, not imbalance, but it should make things less predictable in a way, because a critical hit can change the game. If you've got a fighter who's here and a fighter who's here, but the fighter who's here gets a critical hit, he can really bring things down a notch. So you might see a peasant taking down a soldier every now and again, more often than you would beforehand, which I think is good, because there should be variation. It shouldn't be so predictable. I've also added faces to the leaders of the rebels. Faradal the Kinslayer now has a face. So yeah, this is handpicked. This came out with the generator. I ran through until I found a face I was happy with. So there's a chance you could encounter a face like this anyway. But this is the face of Faradal the Kinslayer. And then Phenor the Bandit Overlord. That's his face. Looks like an angry goat. I've added some new human faces. 622 billion new human faces to be exact. So just some more variation on what we are used to. I fixed a bug where the Scorpion Pit in the east never had its gold amount reset. So its betting amount was never reset at the end of the turn, which it should be. But I also later found out that it was never set in the first place, so I fixed that. I've added random currency graphics, which we can have a look at if we go to generators and random currencies. Not only have I massively expanded the random currency generator, but I've added graphics for them. So they're just they're slightly different each time. They're all very similar in their structure, in that there is, a top and a bottom piece. A lot of them look more like bugs than coins, but random currencies. I've also I've fixed the way independence works a little bit. Independent kingdoms have let's find one that's fucking hell. Okay, white warlocks. Just need to find a civilized race, because obviously the non-civil people tend not to have currency. We go to the kingdom information screen, and you notice there is now a tab for currency. So we go to the currency tab. We can see that they use the broken thaler as their currency. They have 3,342 broken thaler, and a single broken thaler is worth a single gold coin, and there's a picture of it. So it just adds more noticeable differences again to the kingdoms. It was a suggestion by one of the Reddit users. It was a great idea. What else have we done? I fixed a bug where the invincible and mini race conditions had spacing bugs. I've added some more lich names. Also in the exploration screen, a little bit of a change. If we just cheat and every single location that hasn't been finished yet says not coded yet at the end of it, just to let people know the deal. with things, because obviously it can be quite confusing. Some people just think things are broken or they need to do something to unlock it. Well, not yet coded, is at the end of it. But what I have added is the animal fight pit. So you can watch animal fights here. It's exactly like the other. It's kind of like if the scorpion pit and the animal pits had a baby. So it has exactly the same animals as you'll get in the animal fight pit in the arena, except you don't see the same battle log. It's a bit different. But we can attack the fight pit and take it over. The pit is now mine. So there you go, animal fight pit. So I can watch animal fights for free, or I can upgrade it, or I can destroy it. And there it is, destroyed. And it does earn you money every turn, but obviously won't earn me any money now because I've destroyed it. I've added a setting where if you disable music, it stays disabled when you open the game again, so you have to re-enable it if you want music again. And I've just fixed a minor text bug, and we've also got a new race, ghosts, fit with their own random face generator. So that's that. So we've got, I think, 100 million random ghost faces. So yeah, a lot of new additions, a lot of things moving forward, and hopefully the next edition of the game will include the aforementioned inter-faction relations and factions being able to attack each other, because that'll be fun, and that will add a real challenge to the game, and that'll make it more of what it should be. So without any further ado, thanks for watching. Obviously down in the description. Saves are not compatible, but I can give you a hand, and any comments will be responded to, especially on Reddit and things like that. Always respond to those. So thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. Take care.